Mother Nature just doing her thing. This is where I fit in best. Been on this water for an awful long time. Georgian Bay just gets under your skin. You can't get rid of it. And you don't even want to get rid of it. It's just this feeling like going home. And I'm home again, and it's great. Howdy folks, it's me, back for another season. Wasn't too much to report on throughout the course of the wintertime because, well, all this lovely water that we're looking at was frozen harder than a rock. And boating season is terrible in January, February, March, and April. Anyways, the sun's just going down here now. Excuse me just for a moment. That feels better. So this summer, because of COVID, I can't make my traveling plans that I was going to do. I was going to head for the Caribbean, mid-August, somewhere in that neighborhood. But I've had to postpone that until June or July next summer. Most of the islands of the Caribbean are still shut down. The cruisers that are down there are having a terrible time just getting drinking water, being able to go ashore and so on. But as things ease up and whatnot, and they will, it'll all open up again. So I'm kind of looking at, mid-June to mid-July, somewhere in there. I mean, Georgian Bay is a pretty fabulous place. It's going to be tough to leave here for the summers, but it's not going to be tough to leave here for the winters, let me tell you. Anyways, this year I'm going to travel around Georgian Bay a couple of times. Going to start week after next and head west and go up and around and through the top and up through the Benjamins and whatnot and spend some time over on the east side where the Georgian Bay Land Trust seems to be most effective. I guess that's probably the area that they're responsible for. And while I'm over there, I want to get a hold of Bill Lougheed, who is the executive director of the Georgian Bay Land Trust, who is, this guy is Mr. Georgian Bay. He knows everything there is to know about Georgian Bay. His family's been here forever. He's been involved with the environment here forever. Just a delightful guy to talk to. Informative, great stories. So I'm going to catch up with him. Had a lot of fun with the Bruff girls last summer. Another family that's been up here forever. And listen to some of their stories about getting to the cottage back in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. Not that the Bruff girls are that old. They were talking about their grandparents at the time. And I'm sure that Bill's got all kinds of similar stories to that. And then I want to get down in through the Honey Harbor area and where the real population of how do I describe this? Eastern Georgian Bay is. South Bay, North Bay, Mermaid Island, Weber Island, all those places in there. And just do a great comparison between what's going on down in that area relative to what's going on up in the French River, where, of course, the big fire was in the Delta. And it can be interesting to see that and see all the windmills and turbines and whatnot. So that's what I've got cooking this summer. Right now I'm out on Christian Island, and there's hardly anybody here. There's 5 other boats here at Little Sand Bay. That's it. It is dead flat calm. It has been hotter than hell all day long. Just what we want summer to be. So I hope everybody can, the biggest thing that you can do is hit the subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything to do this. Hit the subscribe button, and there's a little thumbs up icon that says like. And if you hit the like button, good folks at YouTube kind of like that. And the more subscribers and the more likes I get, if we get enough of them, YouTube actually pays me for making a fool of myself like this. But having a good time doing it. I I must say, I do enjoy doing this. And the whole goal for me, traveling around Georgian Bay this year and then heading to the Caribbean next year, is to see if I can raise a few bucks for the Georgian Bay Land Trust. Because I got to tell you, they deserve it. They are doing great work for everybody on Georgian Bay.
So, just want to mention here, uh, those that are fortunate enough to receive the Georgian Bay Land Trust G Blast, it's an email that's sent out to, I think, like 1 billion people or something. And I'm pretty sure it's monthly. It sure feels like it's monthly. There's been a tremendous change in the G Blast this year that I noticed. And Sarah at Georgian Bay Land Trust is one that puts the whole 9 yards together, and she's just done a hell of a job with it. That so much more informative, a much, much better read. They're talking about ecosystems and birds and bugs and butterflies, things of interest and things that people can do to get involved with the Georgian Bay Land Trust. So if you're not fortunate enough to be receiving the G Blast right now, you can fix that by sending Sarah at Georgian Bay Land Trust an email. And I'm sure I'm going to get this wrong because I'm still using one of those dial-up telephone things. But her email address is sarah at gblt.org. And if you send her an email and just say, oh, you saw some old guy on YouTube yapping about her thing, would you please send it to me? She'll do it. And I'm telling you, throughout the course of the whole year, in particular, I like it in the wintertime because wintertime is ugly and all that stuff. And it's talking about all kinds of neat stuff in the fall and in the summer and in the spring. I guess that's going backwards, isn't it? In the spring and in the summer and in the fall. There you go. Anyways, give Sarah an email so she in turn can send you the G Blast. She's just done a terrific job with this thing, and you'll find it most interesting, most entertaining.